quiet. Shh. There you go. Come on down with it. Let's go, guys. Jerry Reagan, quiet him down over there. You over there talking. All right, guys, let's go.
Big X on the floor. Did you see that big X? Just around there.
All right, guys, hold up on the talking. Let's go. The longer you talk, the longer we're going to be here. I need everybody to be quiet. You can eat quietly.
Micromanage.
That's it, I quit.
You might be done, man. Besides the light. So as soon as you're done with something, go ahead and go be close. Take that long.
All right, I need all the transfers over in Quash's area. You see Bon Quash with his hand up? All right, all the new trainees are over here, and Jerry says they're already there. All right, a couple of things we got to get squared away. One, make sure your cell phone is either on vibrate or mute, so we show the instructors some respect. Also, make sure you get your books for this season. You're out, we'll get some more. All right, we got plenty of case books left. We'll get the other ones to you, all right? Number 3, make sure you clean up your trash. I put trash bags on the tables. Throw your trash in those bags so we don't have to work as hard afterwards. All right, the quieter you get, the further along we'll go. So I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you to be quiet. Show respect. All right, thank you for attending the first meeting of the season. It came around quick, very quick. I'm still waiting a little bit here. All right. Your executive board has been working hard this summer, putting together a program for you, making sure that we're stable, that our schools are in line. And I like to personally thank the executive board because it's a lot of work. It is a ton of work all year long. It's not just during the season, but it is all year long that these guys are out there working. Right? Thanks, Bob. Jim has been working on our online and software for webinar. Haywood Bostic has been in there with our training committee, along with many others, all year, not just during the season. I put together several committees that have got things accomplished. That included our audit that was completed, our conversations with the commissioner, tons and tons of things this summer. A lot of opportunities, all right? Our board is building. I think Aaron will probably tell you, we're around 300 and some members. I would love one day to see all 300 here. I don't know how we do it, but that would be great to see, all right? We have some training, so 30 minutes of us talking, and then we're going to get some training done today, because that's the main purpose of today. I hope that you would keep all of our sick in your hearts and minds. Also, the folks that we've lost this past year, and those who are of course, sick and shut in today. We always want to keep our members at heart because I feel we're all a family. We need to keep that way. All right? All right, Jim, did you want quickly?
Webinar thing?
Go webinar.
Sure.
All right?
Can you get on that?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Norman was going to announce this, but I do believe our next meeting, which is November 12th, in 2 weeks, is going to be a webinar only, so you will not have to attend in person. And as soon as my screen comes up, I wanted to give you a very, very quick tutorial. I know based on past experience, and even tonight, I think we probably have 40 or 50 members that are going through the webinar tonight. And I want to just make sure everybody's reasonably educated to be able to get on there November 12th. So real quickly, next slide. Okay, everybody's been to Central Hub, right? Central Hub, there's the calendar tab. On the calendar tab, you have everything you need to be able to get on the webinar. And for those that have done it, it's actually really simple. There's a registration link, you click on it, you'll enter a couple things and you'll be good to go. Once you've registered, you can come back here. You can register a week ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time, right before the meeting. I'd not suggest that. There's also a link to join. So once you've registered, you'll click the link to join. Very easy screen that comes up, and there's an access code that you enter. So I'm going to very quickly walk you through those screens. Registration screen. All you need, first name, last name, email address, register. Next one. When you do that, it's going to let you know that you've successfully registered, and then there's a button down here. And this is where I'd like folks who haven't been on before, go out there, register before the day of the webinar, click on that check system requirements. It'll walk through. There may be a small thing that you need to download, maybe a couple things. That'll get you straight before you get in there. Don't do it at 6 o'clock on November 12th. Next. Once you do that, it'll show you this screen, hopefully. You've got everything on your computer. Once you see that, you're good to go. Next. So now you can do your GoToMeeting link. You'll also get an email. You can click on the link to actually go join the meeting when it's time. Next. When you do that, all you do is you enter those 9 digits, type in your email that you registered with, click join, and you're good to go. Next. When you go in there, there's only 2 things I'm going to show you. There's a lot of capability in here, and I'm still learning it. We'll kind of work our way through this. But there's 2 things I want to point out. One is on the top right, there's a button, a little arrow that's circled in red. You can click on that. That'll hide that screen for you. The arrow, switch the opposite direction, click on that. It'll bring out this little file or menu screen. During the webinar, and this is going to be us learning together, we can do poll questions. Like if I say, hey, how many people have worked games over the summer? You'll actually be able to, on your webinar, you'll see a question pop up and there'll be answers on the screen. All you need to do is click on those answers. When you do that, that'll verify, one, that you're not sleeping through the webinar, but also it can be interactive. You can also enter a question for the staff. You just click on that, type in your question, hit send, that little button on the right, and we'll get the question here. And we'll do it so that it's interactive. If you guys have questions, Stone asked for questions, Norman asked for questions, type them in there. We'll see them real time. I'll relay them to the folks that are up here presenting. Next. If we do ask a question, what's going to happen is something's going to pop up on your screen, and this is just a simple one. Are you watching? Yes or no? You click on it, hit submit, and it'll say your poll answer has been submitted. Don't do anything at that point. Don't do like what I did the first time I tested this out myself, and I tried closing out screens. It'll lock you out of the webinar. Once you hit your answer, hit submit, that's going to stay up there until I decide that the question's over. It'll probably only be a few seconds, I'll turn it off. That box will just go away, and the webinar will be going on just like normal. So last thing, here's my name, my phone number. Text me, call me. Please try to register, get your system checked out before November 12th. If before then you have questions, if during the webinar, like folks tonight, text me or call me. I'll try to answer if I can, otherwise just text. Don't need to call Aaron, Norman, Stone, call me. There's my number. So, any questions? All good? All right, thank you. Norman?
I did not hear a round of applause when we said you didn't have to come to a meeting next month. All right, but make sure you go on, when you get your email, just like I got today, if I was going to do it webinar, you need to do that. Click on there and take care of it. All right, take care of it in November. Does anybody have any issues? Yes, sir.
You mentioned when you cannot attend, it's going to be recorded so we can access it.
Yes, Jim?
Yeah, that was Bob's question. If for whatever reason your system is messing up and you don't see it, you can still get credit for the meeting. A video will be posted very likely the very next day. And you'll see it's actually on the attendance tab. You'll see you got 7 days to view that. And both with the webinar and with the video, I can see who's logged in and who's watched it. Like if you go through the video on Central Hub, it shows if you've been in there, and it shows actually like how much of the video you watched. Same thing on the webinar. There's a statistic on when you log in, when you log out. It says if you close your screen and are looking at other stuff. But yeah, so everything's tracked. And if there's any issues, we put out the attendance report afterwards. And if you got in there and you don't see your name on there, then just contact me and we'll say this is a computer glitch or something. So, thank you.
So any issues, make sure you get up with Jim. 7 days, that's pretty reasonable to ask. It's good stuff. All right, Aaron?
Welcome to the 2017-2018
So you turn that off.
Turn it off.
No, I think you turned it off.
I need to stay in the X.
Around there. You're good.
All right, well, welcome to the 2017-18 season. I'm going to start with some dates, some significant dates, because we are right here ready to go. Scrimmages begin on November the 11th, right? So I will send out the schedule by the end of this week. So if you have not filled in your blocks, you need to be done by Wednesday. Okay? If you do not have your blocks updated by Wednesday, they are your scrimmages. Are there any questions about that? All right, good deal. So we can move on. Now, you have to register with VHSL. I have a few people that I have spoken to personally that have told me that the system was down when they went back, and we got to get you registered with VHSL because you cannot take your test unless you're registered with VHSL. The test, the Federation test, will close on November 27th. They have not added any penalty, but I do not expect you to be taking it on opening night. So again, the test closes on 11/27, which is opening night. You should have completed the test. I will not send you a schedule until I see that you have taken the test, which means you need to go in and complete your registration. Now, yes, sir.
Is there a clinic through the VHSL?
No, I think they're moving away from the clinic. New leadership, new things.
I think you can
The question was yearly, we usually have a yearly clinic that we have to watch. This year, to this point, there is not a video, there's not a clinic. Now, I doubt if they're gonna do it at this point. So, let's just get no excuses for not having the test and everything done. We are taking orders for jackets tonight. Please, see Alan before you leave if you need a jacket. Do not accept an assignment from me if you do not have a full uniform, which includes a jacket and a lanyard. The fee for arriving to a game out of uniform is more than what you would have made. So please, if you don't have your jacket, you don't have a uniform, do not accept an assignment from me. Now, this is gonna be a long season. If for any reason you need to decline a game, you need to call and send an email. Do not text me to turn in a game. I don't have a way to check behind myself when you do text. So if you are going to turn in a game, you need to call and/or send an email. Again, I will not accept a text to decline a game. Now, we've started fall ball. It is important that you communicate. I'm not gonna go into that in great detail, but let's start what we're supposed to be doing early. So when these scrimmage assignments come out, you need to call your partners. You need to decide how you're gonna arrive to the game. All of the games, scrimmages assigned in the country will be double headers. So don't think just because you only see that one blank, it's 4 hours long. So it's double header. If you go into the country, it's gonna be a double header. Last thing from me is the best way to contact me is via email. Believe it or not, we have a large number of new athletic directors that simply don't know what they got themselves into. So please, I'll be glad to talk with you, but send me an email and I'll call you when I have a block of time. Other than that, looking forward to a great season. I am extraordinarily happy to add Nottoway to the family. So we did pick up Nottoway. So we have work. Then we need to maintain where we are as far as our level of commitment to performing what we're supposed to be doing. All right, have a good evening.
Hey, Aaron, question. Did we lose any school? Did we lose any school?
We did lose West Point. It's never good to lose a client, but you know, it is what it is. We have rules to follow, okay? Yes, sir. Come on, guys, let's get through this. Blocks, yes.
Is it necessary on your side of the governor, if we've already been assigned by the governor association, does that show up with a block on your side? Or do we need to go in and block those dates we already have games from, i.e. from football?
If you've accepted another assignment, depending on, it really depends on if they put you on like notified or something. I do not see every assignment that they have. It's kind of hit or miss. Some people, yes. So if you accept something, block the date out. That way we're both covered. If you accept an assignment from someone else, go in underneath CVBOA and block the day. Any other questions of me? Thank you.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Aaron has been working hard throughout the summer as well with schools and so forth. He didn't mention, we lost one, but we gained another. So we're still there. He also mentioned, of course, Jim, when he told you next week is, well, not next week, next month is on the web. That'll give you enough time also to take your tests and all of that stuff to get it squared away. Instead of driving all the way up here to Lee Davis, you can do that at your desktop at home or at work. All right. As I mentioned earlier, we had an audit of our financial statements, and we were good. They will be posted online. I know right now there's probably a December 16 or from our last season that's posted online, but Jim will take care of that this week and post that on there for your viewing. Any questions? All right, and we will, and you can blame me for it, we will keep that up to date. We will keep that up to date online for your viewing. Transparency is everything. Jerry.
First of all, I'd like to welcome you also to the first meeting. Back into your right, I think we've got all the transfers and all of the trainees. If you folks would stand just for a second, we'd like to welcome you to CVBOA. For those of you that have acknowledged Jerry Reagan's request and helped out with the class so far, I guess we are in week 8 or 9. They all come together about this time of year. But I want to thank you, and Jerry wants to thank you. There's no way that the class would be as successful as it is, both the summer class that Vaughn ran and the fall class, without the help of the membership. So thank you very much. Very quickly, let me emphasize a couple things. Number one, going back to the clinic, as Aaron said, to the best of our knowledge, we're not having a clinic this year. Before long, we won't have a test, no meetings, we'll just referee. I mean, you know, who needs to train? I mean, you know, but nevertheless, the test, as you know, I want to make a few comments about it very quickly. First of all, everybody in here is taking the same test. There are no mixed questions anymore. So for anybody to do really bad, you pick the wrong person to call and ask, what do they think about the answer to this question? You need to find another source of information when you start working on your test. So find a good source, okay? Secondly, you have that entire time to take the test, and certainly I've had, I won't say hundreds of calls, but numerous calls and emails, and if you need my help, please feel free to call me. I do want to comment on 4 or 5 questions that seem to be giving some people some trouble. I'll tell you the answers, and so it won't confuse you. Number one, the third question on the test has to do with the fact that an indirect technical is called, when an indirect technical foul is called on the coach. They got a whole bunch of answers, of which the last one, E, is the correct answer. Okay, E is the correct answer. And E is the correct answer. It says when there's a pre-game dunk, when the coach permits pre-game dunks. We know that's an indirect technical foul. Okay, so answer it. Answer that question, whatever it was. D, answer D actually has a misprint. As you know, to replace a disqualified player or an injured player is 15 seconds. Question D has 20 seconds, which makes that answer also incorrect. So if you read the way the questions are written, you have 2 choices to answer one correct answer. And I talked to the lady out at the National Federated office, and told them that they needed to get another proofreader. They got 3 questions into the test. They already had a mistake. And a lot of people are probably getting that incorrect because I'm not sure how it's grading it on the computer. Question 7. It talks about what now can go on the uniforms, and it talks about logos and names. And if you read the answer says and. It can be on the front and the back. And that's an incorrect use of the word and. It's all. It can't be on both. So as you read that answer, you read it real quickly, you almost read it as if it's a quote out of the book. And it's not a quote out of the book. The key word is or. It can be on the front or it can be on the back. And they actually give you another answer in there which is only half of one of the sentences. And it is a correct statement. And it's easy to try to fool yourself by thinking, well, hey, they didn't put the second half of the sentence in there, therefore that must be the answer. That's not true. What they have in there is a correct statement, it's just not the whole sentence. So the correct answer is the one that has the and versus the or. It can't be on the front and the back, front or the back. Okay, question 13. Remember the ball is at the disposal of a thrower in or the free thrower when it's handed to him or you put it down on the floor, not during the bounce. That's why we can have people move across the lane while the ball's being bounced and we just get the ball back and say, hey, look, guys or ladies need to get set. But once, you guys, can I help y'all back there? Once we bounce the ball to him and the ball's in flight, we can't have a violation until the shooter gets the ball or the throw-in gets the ball. Question? Yeah.
Is that 13 here?
13. Yes. 32. Remember, a bookkeeping error is not a correctable error. A bookkeeping error can be corrected anytime. And that's the correct answer. When? Anytime. There are no time limits on a bookkeeping error. Question 35. That's the killer one. Does the game end when the referee approves the score or when the officials leave the floor? It actually is both answers again. They try to trick us by giving us 2 answers and only asking for one. The answer to that question is when the officials leave the floor. Because there's another question somewhere on the test that says, can the umpire call the referee back? And the answer to that is yes. So if the umpire hasn't left the floor and they can call the referee back, even though the final score is approved when the referee approves it, the actual answer to that question is the final score is not approved until both officials leave the confines of the floor. I think that's the way it reads in the book. I might be corrected on that, but it'll jump out at you when you see question 35. And then 37, they ask you about the official uniform. They play games with you again. They list the shoes, the shirt, the pants, the lanyard, and all that. But the answer is the black jacket isn't any part of the required uniform. But they say in the question, all black shoes. All black shoes is not in the rule book. Predominantly black shoes is in the rule book. So once again, they play mind games with you. And I see a school teacher there and they're laughing. You can't give students 2 correct answers to a question when you only ask for one answer and expect them to react. So the answer to that question is the black jacket is not required. You wear a green jacket if you approve it. So just remember that. But again, if you need my help, anybody's got a question about a test question, try not to send me your old test and say, would you check over this? I'm a good guy. I don't know if I'm that good a guy now. But I'll be glad to help you. Just feel free to call. Very quickly, the rules changes. There aren't many, but they're good ones. First, the coaches' spots. Now we've got from 14 feet down from the division line all the way to the end of the floor. So now we don't have to basically police all that stuff about where the coach is. Easier for us and easier to police the area that the coach is in. So if you're having troubles, now we really have a reason to get them back in the coach's spots. Because it's more defined, they have more space, they shouldn't have any complaints.
Jerry,
Yes?
the rule change said the state
I just made it. CVBOA is bigger than the state now. No. That is the coach's box for high school basketball in the state of Virginia. Okay, from 14 feet down all the way to the end of the line, okay? And in the same frame, the new rule about the coach's warning, now we have more of a reason for an unsportsmanlike activity to be warned and recorded in the book. And I want to emphasize something that's really important to you. For those of us old school that were brought up to remember this statement, if you call a technical foul when the game is over and you review the game in your mind, the technical foul should have been a positive thing for the game. It should have made something positive out. Did it get people under control? Did it stop rough play? Whatever you did with it, it shouldn't add crap to the game. It should have helped the game. Well, make your warning to coaches for unsportsmanlike activities. I think it's 10.5 in the rule book, the coach rule 10.4 and 10.5. Read those articles, because if a coach is unsportsmanlike in their activity, they should be warned and the warning should be recorded in the book. But if a coach is just antsy, and it's not on you for any particular thing, except maybe they're out of the box a little bit, or maybe they react to a play without getting unsportsmanlike, you can still say, Coach, I heard you. You don't have to stop the game and warn the coach for everything that you communicate with the coach for. The warning now offers us a buffer between no warning and a technical foul. So use the warning as the buffer. But if you've had 31 minutes and 13 seconds of good basketball, that's just like you don't want to call an illegal screen with 13 seconds to go, having no illegal screens in the game. That's no time to DPS ITG to put stuff in the game by stopping the game and warning the coach, unless they run it on the floor and grab it. I mean, so use the warning as a tool that's going to have a positive effect on the game, especially when it's an unsportsmanlike activity going on. Do not throw them around like they're free candy bars. We don't need a whole bunch of warnings in any game or every game. It shouldn't happen. Okay? So, sorry for that. Okay. Two hands reporting in your sportorial or whatever that newspaper is. If you look on the inside of the first page, I'm not going to give it to you. They give you exactly a description for those of us that old school haven't been using two hands. You know what's funny now is all the officials that have been using two hands before when it's illegal, they're going to have to be different. So I'm assuming they'll give their signals upside down. Okay, it had to be different. But now it's two hands in the box. Okay, it tells you exactly how they want it done. They want both hands to come up at once, and they want the number pronounced 21, not 2-1, not 10 plus 10 plus 1, 21. But that, all you have to do is read that page. It tells you exactly how to practice it. And for those of us like myself that for 40-some years have been doing things one-handed, you know, that's going to take some practice. So, but anyway, that article tells you how to do it. Okay. We do not have warnings for players. We have warnings for coaches. If you warn a player, you do not go over and record that in a book. I have no idea, and I can say this because you've heard me say it, but I don't do any more college ball. I don't know if it's a college rule or not. I don't want to know if it's all I want to know is high school rules. So in high school, we do not warn players and record the warning in the book. Okay. Another rule that's caused some confusion because we've had some people that have called me on this. And I know this is a college rule. I don't know how the college rule reads, but I know it's not a high school rule. There is no automatic technical foul. Now, first of all, there are no flagrant ones and flagrant twos in high school. There's no automatic flagrant or technical foul for contact above the shoulders. That is not, I re-emphasize, that is not a high school rule. It has been discussed It may be put in the book next year. It is even, I think, in some films that are used for training. But it is a mistake. It is not a high school rule. If you have the ball and there's contact with the opposition below or above the shoulders, you have several options. It can be a player control foul. It can be an intentional foul. It can be a flagrant foul. If you don't have the ball, it can be a personal foul. It can be an intentional foul, or it can be a flagrant foul. So just remember, you have options, but the term above the shoulders is not in the high school book and shouldn't be applied on an automatic. Now don't go out of here and say, Jerry said we can't call intentional foul for contact above the shoulders. I didn't say that. I said you have to be the judge of that. It's not automatic. Not automatic, okay? Remember, we get fouled on a three-point attempt. It's 3. I know you think that's confusing, but even on an intentional foul, it's 3. There are some people who've confused the intentional foul, which is always 2 shots in the ball, to on a 3, shooting 2. On a 3, you're going to shoot 3 and the ball. So the rule may read 2, but you got to look farther and see that the foul, if the shot is missed, is going to get the maximum penalty. If it's made, you're still going to shoot 2 shots. There's always a 2-shot foul on an intentional foul. And you get the ball out of bounds at spot posts. Team control, big point of emphasis this year. Remember, on the offensive team, it's pretty clear. From the time we put the ball at the disposal of the thrower in, that means it's either on the floor or handed to them. Once they have possession, that team is in control of the ball. If we have a foul on that team, it's a non-shooting team control foul. Team control signal is simply extending the arm straight out. It is not a punch. There's no punch sign. Okay, that's not player control either. This is player control. So extend the arm out, it's a team control foul. But it is an offensive term. Once the ball is released on a shot, there is no team control. Team control wins, and we have fouls on whoever commits them. So once we have a shot released, it is what it is. I think that's about it. Again, if you have any questions on the test, please call me. We want to get good grades. Again, if you don't feel comfortable, I'm just a text away. And normally, I'll get right back to you. So, thank you, good luck this year, and stay healthy.
Jerry, I think there's a question.
No!
The rule change for reporting says can report with 2 hands. It doesn't say must report. Do we have a perspective?
Yes, sir. The VHSL and CVBOA says, the question was, he's used semantics and read must versus will.
No, it says can.
Can. We can. We will. Use 2 hands. Okay? Same time, 22, blue 22, holds. We use a 2-hand mechanics.
Of course, if it's single digit like number 4, it would be like
4. You know, that's a great point. Did you come from New York? Here's the deal. The guy that would try to do 2 + 2 on 2 hands for 4 is the same person who needs to get a new partner when they take a test. Or you can do 1 4 times.
All right, let's go straight to training. Jerry, ready? Thank you very much. Hey, real quick, I sat my manual down. It has my name on the front, name on the inside cover, and it's also got my IBO pregame sheet. So if you see my officials manual book, if you could give it back to me, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, in the back, are you having a hard time hearing with the rain in the back? Yeah. All right, I'm going to talk very little and let the film roll in because we're trying to catch up just a little bit. All right, Jim, can you show them where to go on the Arbiter? Because this is where I'm getting this material. My goal is to show you where this stuff is so you can go in and watch them yourself, educate yourself, bring in questions or train some more on your own. That's the whole purpose of this training, to make you the best you can be. Go ahead. So, click up there on Central Hub, Federation, Central Hub, basketball. There's a world of stuff in here. There's some great things on here that Jerry's already covered. You might have to download their stuff. Let's go right here to skip the rule changes. Go right to end of game situations, please. All right, end of game situations. Intentional fouls. Watch and listen. Give you a little tip. Stay with these plays until the play finishes.
Is this an intentional foul? The team in white is down by 3 with just over a minute to play. Number 23 in white decides to foul by approaching the ball handler from behind and grabbing him around the waist. This is an intentional foul and should have been ruled as such by the official.
Blow the whistle and stay with the play in case something else happens.
Fouling near the end of the game is an acceptable strategy, but players must learn to make an attempt at the ball. If the attempt at the ball is not made, officials need to rule the contact an intentional foul. Play 2. Is this the proper way to foul at the end of the game to stop the clock?
All right, why does the C need to be back here, by the way? When the play started, it was okay, but when the players come up, when the players start coming in, this C needs to come back here.
Number 14 deliberately pushes number 1 in white in the back court in an attempt to stop the clock. Number 14 in black made no attempt to play the ball. This is an intentional foul and should have been ruled by the trail official.
Got 2 whistles on that play. I don't know if the C needs to blow that quick. Got to get that play.
Officials need to keep in mind that the team that is ahead wants the clock to continue to run. Being placed at the free throw line near the end of the game can often be a disadvantage.
Remember, see, you've got to be able to cover
officials need to give
everything
teams
down
the incentive to foul properly.
side of the lane.
Contact such as this is intentional and if enforced properly, will cut down on this type of contact at the end of the game.
Jim, I'm going to have you skip ahead real quick. I don't know if it's now or not. Hang on.
Play 3.
We're good. Stay with it.
Is this excessive contact?
Stay with this play. Stay with this play. Don't leave it too soon. There was some contact, then there was 2 hands and a shove.
With just over 30 seconds to go, number 31 in white runs toward the division line and pushes number 12 black to the floor. This is excessive contact and was properly ruled by the trail official.
It's above the head.
The covering
Not
official
here.
does a nice job of
Get it
observing the
up
contact
here.
and calmly signaling the intentional foul. It is important in plays such as this that officials not be too quick to head to the table to report the foul. This can be a volatile situation, and
Actually,
officials
that's
should be
good position
prepared
for
to
the
defuse
trail
the situation
because it's
if
late in the
needed.
game. Delay a game to get in the backcourt sometimes.
Play 4.
Skip this one, Jim.
This is excessive. This is a,
Go way back. There you go.
what type of foul would you rule on this play?
Now, think of this. The lead had to play. But what if that lead was straight
After
line on the
receiving
play?
a long
The trail's got to
pass, number 4
stay with
black
that
is dribbling
play.
up the
See the
sideline when
shove in
number
the
2 white
back.
approaches from behind. Number 2 in white catches up to the dribbler and pushes her out of bounds with 2 hands. This is an intentional foul and properly ruled by the lead official.
Pretty easy.
The lead official properly stops the clock and calmly signals the intentional foul. On this play, the defender never made an attempt to play the ball. Officials need to be willing to rule intentional fouls when teams do not foul properly at the end of the game. Play 6. Was the official correct in ruling a common foul on this play?
Remember, if they're trying to foul to stop the clock, get that first foul if they're going for the ball.
Down by
If you
1
let a
point
little
with under a
something
minute to go in
go,
the game.
guess what? The
Team
next
white
one's going to
decides
be
to foul
real
to stop the
rough
clock.
because they think we're
Number
not
2
going
in
to
white
blow the
approaches his
whistle.
opponent, number 1 in red, and hits his arm while making an attempt on the ball. This is a common foul and correctly ruled by the trail official.
I think the trail could have gotten back with that play a little sooner. It's good to beat the 28-foot line, but when that play goes back late in the game, got to be back to see that
The ruling
play.
official properly displays the stop the clock signal and then indicates the throwing
The
spot
trail
on
should
the
have been back
sideline.
here sooner.
Proper foul procedures also require officials to verbalize the color and
Okay,
number
Jim,
of
let's
the
go to the
offender
next
and display
segment,
the proper
please.
signal for the type of foul that was committed. Opponents on the free throw line.
Can you reduce and go to the next clip? Go to bench conduct, sir. Thank you.
The trail official properly displays the clock stop.
This is good, Jerry. If you want to comment on this one, please go ahead. He's just come to rule on this very well, by the way. Eloquently, is that what I've been told before?
Play 12. Is this coach's behavior legal?
It's okay to laugh. This is fun time here. Learning.
The head coach charges outside the box and is waving his arms in reaction to a play. Is this acceptable behavior? If these actions were directed at his players, does this impact the legality of his actions? What if his actions were directed at his opponents?
Let me just say one
Coaches should be
thing.
aware that they
Hold
have
on, Jimmy.
tremendous influence on student athletes.
Let me say one thing real quick. Classic example of us as officials is we get our emotions at a high just like this coach. When you blow the whistle on this technical foul, just point right at the coach's feet. That's all you got to do. Because that's exactly why you call the technical foul. Okay, if you want to get animated, you can't let them drag you into an emotional battle or they'll win every time because that's what they're trying to do. Just whack them, point at their feet, report the tech, get it going. That's all you're doing.
They should not indulge in any action that belittles players and or game officials. It does not matter if these gestures and comments were directed at players or officials. The actions are illegal and should be penalized with an unsporting technical foul. Play 13. Should a technical foul be ruled on the coach for this play?
See, y'all be down, free throw line extended. Press, backcourt. If we take off, just come back. Close down.
After a rebound, a foul is ruled on the red team. The head coach disagrees with the ruling and wanders out of the coaching box to express his concerns. Should a technical foul be assessed to the head coach? Effective with the 2017-18 high school basketball season, play will be stopped and an official warning will be given to the head coach and recorded in the scorebook for misconduct by the coach and or other bench personnel unless the offense is judged to be major, in which case a technical foul shall be assessed. In this play, the official properly warns the coach for this minor infraction of the coaching box rule. Any subsequent infraction will result in a technical foul to the head coach. Play 14. Is this behavior by the head coach worthy of a technical foul?
Be patient. Wait. Look at the time on the clock. All right, let's watch the time on the clock.
With time running out, a potential game tie try is blocked,
C should
and
be
the head
right
coach wants
here.
a foul ruling on the play.
C should have been
The
right
block
here.
is ruled legal and time expires, at which time the head coach leaves the coaching box and begins to adamantly voice his displeasure at the trail official. These actions are definitely worthy of an unsporting technical foul. However, in this situation with the game over and time expired, officials are better served to leave the court and head to the locker room. A technical foul penalty has no impact on the outcome of the game, and the free throws would not be attempted if a penalty was assessed. Unless the coach's actions are flagrant, warranting an ejection and possibly other penalties, the official should ignore the behavior and leave the court. In volatile situations, it is not prudent for officials to stay in the court and create an unsafe environment.
Jog off the floor. Now, let's watch
Let's explore this play further. As number 30 in black rises to shoot a three-point try, number 25 in white leaps in an attempt to block the shot.
What's the clock?
Was there a foul in this play, or was this a legal block by the defender?
Again,
as the play continues, black number 14 runs toward the basket and is airborne from behind the three-point arc when he catches and shoots the ball toward his goal. Black number 14 clearly breaks the plane of the three-point arc before releasing the ball. Is this a two-point or a three-point attempt?
Again, the C wasn't down, free throw line extended, flipped through the play like he could have been.
As black number 14 releases the ball, contact ensues with white number 20. Does white number 20 obtain legal guarding position before black number 14 becomes airborne? Was there still time on the clock when the contact occurred? After the try by black number 30 was deflected, the subsequent try by black number 14 was a three-point attempt. The fact that he was in the two-point area when he released the ball has no bearing, since black number 14 was behind the arc when he was last in contact with the floor. This attempt is considered a three-point try. The contact that occurred on this play is a blocking foul on white number 20. White number 20 continued to move forward after black number 14 left the floor. When the subsequent contact occurred, number 20 was responsible.
Yeah, Rick, two players on the floor.
Since the contact occurred with 1.5 seconds left in the game, this contact should not have been ignored.
If that had been a player control foul,
black number 14 should have been awarded 3 free throws, whether or not time would have been put back on the clock. The players would have been lined up along the lane depending on the official's knowledge of any time remaining. A most difficult play.
Next one, Jim. Next block.
Is this legal behavior by the head coach?
Reduce, go to the side. Continuous motion. And, all right, watch this. Cherry, this is good one. You want to comment on this? Let's, you know, this stuff cool. All right, continuous motion, watch. Allows pivot feet a little bit also.
Play 16. On this play, does the ball handler travel? Is he fouled prior to the act of shooting, or is he fouled in the act of shooting?
Tough play. When does the dribble stop? When does the pivot foot get established? Remember, for travel,
as the ball handler ends his dribble, his left foot is in contact with the floor.
Dribble starts, dribble ends.
As he steps with his right foot, the primary defender illegally moves toward him, creating contact, causing his torso to rotate to the left. He then illegally returns his left foot to the floor, begins to try for goal, and the ball passes through the basket. To correctly rule on this play, the official must see it start, develop, and finish. This is a difficult play for the trail official as the play is going away from him.
On that play, the trail's got to stay with that,
because the ball handler's body is between him and the ball, it's difficult for him to see when the dribble ended and determine the ball handler's pivot foot.
Way to the basket on that play.
So number 24 might get traveled by returning his pivot foot to the floor. The contact by number 21 in the black occurred prior to the travel. The correct ruling on this play is a common foul on black number 2.
All right, next one.
Play 17. Is this a continuous motion play?
All right, watch again.
As the post player ends his dribble and makes his move to the basket, the defender contacts
The lead should be covering this play.
pulling it off the ball.
Lead should have this play the whole way. Lead's got a good
As he
look,
steps, the
good
ball handler
angle.
returns his left hand to the ball and then begins the try. The official correctly rules the contact by white, number 0, occurred prior to the try and disallows the goal.
I'm not saying that's not the correct
This is
call.
excellent
I'm
officiating
just
by
saying
both
the
the trail
lead's
and lead
standing right
officials on this
there.
play.
Now on a travel, the trail's
As the
got to
post
come
ball
clean
handler
that
makes
up,
his
right?
initial move to his right, his body is between the lead official and the defender's right arm.
Lead's right there,
When the ball
working hard,
handler
taking a good
pivots,
look.
the play opens up to the trail official who has a clear look at the contact, the result of the contact, and the action after the illegal contact. Play 18. As number 12 in white takes the ball to the basket on this transition play, he splits 2 opponents attempting to defend against the try. As we view the second look at the play, number 12 in green attempts to obtain legal guarding position, but illegally slides to his right into the path of the airborne shooter after he has left the floor. On the backside of the play, number 20 in green attempts to block the try. Transition plays are difficult and require the entire crew to hustle to get in the best position possible to rule on the play. The lead official does not have an open look. The center official does an excellent job of hustling to get into position and correctly rule the illegal contact in the act of
Good job,
shooting.
good hustle. Okay, go to, okay, hold on. Go to traveling place. I encourage you all to go on this site and go through these. There's like an extra section up there also about the rule changes this year. All right, remember, pivot foot. Remember, you have to have control of the ball.
Play
You
30.
can establish pivot foot. When's the dribble start?
Does number
When's the
21 in
dribble
white
end?
travel at the start of his dribble? Yes. He establishes his right foot as his pivot foot. He then steps to the left and lifts his right foot before the ball leaves his hand. This play should have been ruled a traveling violation.
Remember, we're better off missing a travel than calling one that's not there. Don't split hairs. We're better off missing a travel that's there than calling a travel that's not
The
there.
center official is in excellent position to make a ruling on this play and should have ruled the travel. Play 31. Is this a travel by the red player in the low post?
And if the lead didn't get it, the trail most certainly could have cleaned that play up.
Yes. He catches the ball and appears to establish his right foot as his pivot foot. He then jumps in the air to begin his move before releasing the ball from his hands to start a
Play
dribble.
right here.
This is a
tremendous
travel.
improvement.
The lead official correctly rules this play a traveling violation. He stops the clock.
Once the
with
player has
raised arm
control of the
and
ball,
open
drop
hand.
your eyes, pick up the pivot foot.
He gives the travel signal and
Once
then
the ball
signals the
is
direction of
released.
the ensuing throw-in.
Remember, they can't pick up that pivot until the
The
ball
only
is
part of the
released.
violation procedures that he neglected was to indicate the throw-in spot for the ensuing throw-in.
1 minute.
Play 32. Does number 11 in white travel when she makes her spin move to the basket? Yes, but it is not called. Number 11 in white dribbles into the lane and ends her dribble with the left foot as her pivot foot. She then spins toward the basket by stepping with her right foot and retouches the floor
key on that play is
with the
when does
left
the dribble
foot
end?
before releasing the ball on a try for goal. This should have been ruled a traveling violation.
Hey, Jim, go with second.
Hey, that's a classic example in the three-person crew of if you think about yourself in the lead, if that defender had been playing more aggressively, you're refereeing up, hands, elbows, push, hold, and the trail can come in and pick that play up. You should not feel guilty. You should feel like the crew's working in sync. In fact, you should actually cover that in your pregame. Because shuffling of the feet or anything involved with the travel situation in a three-person, especially in a three-person crew, you've always got to back up. And the lead is refereeing a lot of stuff in there, and you shouldn't feel guilty if you miss the travel. You can't get everything. So that's where your partner's got to come in and help you.
Thank you very much. One more play, Jim. Let it roll.
The trail official is in an excellent position to rule on this play. The spin move is one of the most difficult plays to rule on because they are smooth and athletic. However, if you identify the pivot foot when the dribble ends and watch to see if the pivot foot returns to the floor before the ball is released on the try, it will improve the accuracy of your rulings on this play. Play 33. Does number 25 in black travel on this spin move to the basket? Yes, but it's not called.
Start, develop.
Number 25 in black drives into the lane and ends his dribble with his right foot on the floor. He then spins to his left with his left foot and retouches the floor with his right foot before releasing the ball and try for goal. This should have been ruled a traveling violation.
Again, what they're trying to get us to do, when does the dribble end? Pick up the pivot foot. That's what they're trying to get us to think of here. That's what they're trying to get us to look at, I should say.
The trail official is in excellent position to rule on this play. As previously mentioned, the spin move is one of the most difficult plays to rule on. The key is to identify the pivot foot and watch to see if it is returned to the floor before the ball is released on a pass or a try. Play 34. Is this jump stop?
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Jim's going to have this on the website where you can go to it. Get on there, take a look and enjoy it. Haywood Boston, come on down.
You can turn the lights up, please. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, come on, Dave. All right.
Pay particular attention. Haywood is going to give you some good information. You'll go to about 7:30 and then you're good to go. Just remember, when he finishes, we're good. Check your, or police your area for trash, because I'm gonna have to take all these bags and stuff out, put it on my pickup truck, and just make sure we're good. All the transfers and the trainees stay after the general membership leaves for about 5-10 minutes for a conversation with those respective groups, and you'll be good to go. It's possible.
Anybody find my manual?
Hey, Wood, ask your question. And Jerry can stone me jump on this too, because is this 12 or is this 21?
Read the book. Right, okay, right. 21. Right.
First indicator.
Okay, good evening, everyone. You know, everybody here tonight should be very excited. Excuse me, a whole lot of movement. I'm trying to do this thing. Okay, everybody should be very excited right now. Your juices should be flowing right now. Beginning of the basketball season. You know, you done been to camp. And by the way, how many of you went to camp? Just show me hand. Been to any kind of camp this summer? Okay, very good. How many of you went to the summer training that we had at Stewart? Very good. Guys, I saw some very, very talented referees in this room. I saw some very good referees, some young people that's hustling and coming there and they're listening. And that's what we need to see. But the juices should be flowing. Beginning of the year, I know it's flowing for me because of the fact I've been working all year, going to the weight room, trying to stay in shape, because it's a very, very competitive game. I'm looking for my schedule to come out. I don't know what I'm going to get. But you're thinking about pregame, your pregame in your mind right now. You're trying to get your mind ready for basketball right now. And getting your mind ready for basketball, you're thinking about it. Oh, last year I had a problem with this coach. How am I going to handle this coach this year? You playing that in your mind. How am I going to handle
when I run past that coach, he says, Haywood, it's 5-1 and foul. What am I going to say? Or he says to me, hey, look, Haywood, down this end, we had a no call. Down here on the same contact, we had no whistle. What am I going to say? This is what you should be getting yourself ready for. Ready for that, people. Ready to be a good party. Ready to be a good communicator. Be a better person. Be a better official out on the court. That's where your mindset should be. Right now, you should be looking at your uniform. Get in, put your uniform on. Let your girlfriend, let your wife say, how do I look this year? Get you a new pair of pants. Make sure they're not too long. Get you a good haircut. Cut your beard off now. You can engage, you preparing yourself for your game right now. Excuse me, I said something? Okay, so you're trying to get yourself ready. So this is your pregame right now, okay? You're looking at your jacket. If your jacket, if you need a new jacket, get yourself a better jacket because your appearance is everything. When you walk in that gymnasium, people, don't go sit down in the bleachers and talk about your fellow official. Get to the locker room and just have a good pregame. This is what you should be thinking about, getting your mind ready. And then once you get your mind ready, you say, okay, this year, I'm gonna be a better trail official. What am I gonna do to be a better trail official? I'm gonna run down there to that 28-foot line. And I'm gonna use that as my marker. And I'm gonna work sideline orient. And if I got a one-on-one play, I'm gonna take that play right to the hole. If I gotta step down to get a good look at it, to help my lead out because it's one-on-one. I'm gonna watch his pivot foot. When he catch that ball, I'm gonna look at the offense. They always train us to look at the defense. Then there they said we missing too many travels. So I'm gonna look at it and find that pivot foot. And I'm always gonna get between. So I'm gonna be a better trail. I'm gonna look that shooter. All the way up, all the way down, then I'm gonna go to my rebound. That's what I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna be a better trail official by not bailing out. We saw in the video, they shoot the ball, they bail out. We don't want you bailing out. We want you staying in there refereeing. We saw that the league has too much to look for. He can't get the travel and the play up top. So I'm gonna help as a trail official. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna watch those feet. I'm gonna watch those feet all the way. So I'm gonna put in my mind, people, that hey, look, I'm gonna be a better trail official. I'm gonna be a better center official. I'm gonna get down there. I'm gonna run slot to slot. And when I get to the slot, I want that foul line right between my legs. And if the ball come right at me, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a step down. I'm gonna get my angle on plays. I'm gonna follow that one-on-one play. I got my rebound coverage. When the ball is shot and the ball go in, I'm not running down the court then. I'm gonna stay here. And I'm gonna help my new trail out. Because if it's a press situation, I want to be at the foul line. Once there's no press, then I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna hustle to my slot position. That's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna be a better center official. That center official is probably the most important official on the court. You can see play, even when the ball is on the lead side and the low post, and he curls away, it opens right up to the center. So I'm helping my lead out where he can't see that. So I'm gonna be a better center official. And then I'm gonna work on my lead position. In my lead position, people, hey, I'm gonna take it easy, let the play develop, develop, then finish. I can hold my whistle a little longer. I'm gonna work on not calling across the paint when I'm guessing at plays. Because a lot of times we think it happened, but it didn't happen. And I'm gonna trust the system. I'm gonna trust that center over that side as a lead. And this year, if we, and Aaron will be mighty happy, if we can go to a game all year long and we don't have one person calling block and one person calling charge. Because all of us gonna learn how to, when we blow the whistle, foul first before we do this. foul first before we do this. If we work on that, we don't have to worry about someone calling block or someone calling charge. If everybody does this, I look at Reynolds, then I go block. Or if I look at Larry, then I go player control. Don't be such in a hurry. Lead, slow down, foul. Then here, foul, block. If we do that, people, I guarantee Aaron's phone won't ring. If we do that, and we do that well, and you put in your mind. As a lead official, what I'm gonna do, in the trail position, ball going to basket, I'm gonna run as hard as I can, looking over my shoulder, and I'm gonna get there to receive the play. I want to be to receive the play. I don't want to run with the play because I can't see what's happening on the backside. Because then we guess, and a lot of times we guess wrong. Call what we see. Call what we see. And we can do that as a group. And we can be a very good group, people. So all of us should be very excited right now. Our basketball season is starting. I know I am. I am ready to referee because I've been working on it, and I'm working on my mind right now. Working on my mind. And all of us do that, people, we can be very successful. Right now, I'm going to show you some plays. Some plays that they're teaching us. And one play has creeped into our game that they get us on. And you're going to see this play, and you're going to say, wow, they're so smart now. And it's going to come right down to our high school level. We're going to show you post plays, rebounding, offensive calling contact first, traveling, wide screen, and the arm lock is coming into our game. Okay? So just pay attention, look at these plays, and really think about it. Okay? Scott, you could just dim the lights for a minute. Go. Are we having sound? May not have sound? Ooh.
Yes.
Is it up here on me, up here?
That's not my screen.
Oh.
That's not my screen. Where's this screen?
That's one.
Okay, this is called the first foul. Look at this play real good. Center position, he backs him down, boom. Got to have a whistle on that play. That's an offensive foul on this play. Watch again, we don't have the sound. He hits him twice, should have been offense right there. He got a good look, he's looking at the play. Everybody's in proper position. Got to have a whistle on this play. Got to have a whistle on this play. Okay, next play, look at this guy back him down. Ball thrown in, stop it, if you could.
It'll show again.
All right, okay, here he backs him down. Who got the open look? Slot. Lead, look what the lead is doing. Lead got the throw in, he got his feet, he got all of this. This play right here, slot, it opens right up to the slot. Watch, he backs him down, bam, come get the whistle. It's a team effort. Team effort right here on this play. Let it roll. Okay, watch. Watch him put his hand out. Bam. Okay, stop. Once that offensive man come back and back out and takes his hand like this, foul. He holds him off. If the defense man makes any effort to play defense across him, that's a foul. He's holding him off. And we call it on the wrong person. Can't get any sound, huh? Okay, let's roll it. Watch. Hands out. Oh.
Foul. We call on the wrong person. This is good. This is good. This is no good. All right. Again, in the post, we're getting too rough in the post. Call the first foul. I think our high school games are getting very rough. So blow the whistle. They'll just blow the whistle. And in this situation, don't hold him, because the coach going to say, if he's holding, call the foul. Call the first foul. Came across the lane, he bumps him. Boom. Knocks him off, call the foul. Sorry we can't get no sound, guys. Good. All right, rebounding. We need everybody take an effort to call better rebounding foul. Okay, the guy nudged him underneath the basket, he gained an advantage. That's why they moved the lane spaces to where they are. All right, watch this rebound. Okay? He pushed, you see the forward push him under? He pushed him under the basket. Are we gonna count the basket? All right. Count the basket, penalize 4 for moving under. Jump shot. He comes right over his back. He pushes him off. There you go. Watch 34. That's a foul. Call it. And you'll set the tone. Call it. See what 5 did? It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Look at it from this angle. Ooh, that's an advantage. Huge advantage. Right here. Huge advantage. Slot made the correct call. Push him under. Lee couldn't see it. He'll be guessing at the play. Slot got it. 25. If we call the first foul, 25 doesn't get this rebound. Push him under. Slot. Look. There you go. Don't bail out. He should be a foul line right here. At the foul line. Stay there. Here to show it again. His eyes went up here too quickly. In this situation, the slot guy, look, Lee doesn't have a good angle. Slot had the best angle to make this play. If he called this foul, White doesn't get the rebound, White doesn't score. Now the coach gonna say something as you pass. He's gonna say something. Keep it moving. Offense initiating contact. We have players now that are very, very smart. They see the defensive man there, so they're gonna jump into the defensive man and want you to blow the whistle. And we're gonna have to make a judgment call on that. So do not penalize the defense. What did the defense do wrong? If I'm just standing here, if I'm jumping straight up, and the offense calls all the contact, I can't have a whistle on the defense. You cannot have a whistle on the defense. And you're gonna watch some plays here where the guy jumps into him, keep it rolling, jumps into him and go. Verticality is exactly what we have. Thank you, Jerry. All right, watch this play. He coming in, drive. Now watch it from this angle. From this angle here, look at it. He called the contact, ball out of bounds. What did the defense do wrong? Good defensive position. I jump straight up in the air. Offense leans into him. No call. Great call. Should be out of bounds. Watch it again. He calls it. Good. Okay, here's another play. Watch 5. He jumps back into the defender. He drives to the basket and he jumps back into the defender. Defender just jumps straight up. Watch it again. Here we go. Back into him. That's a no call. Offense called all that contact. That's where the league had to have a patient whistle. And on this situation, he shouldn't have that call. This should be whose call? Slot. Slot got it all the way, jumped back into it. Great no call on this play. Great no call. League trusted the system. The league trusted the system. Okay, here we go. Another play. Now, this situation is totally different. We should have had a whistle on this play on the defender. Right here, he stopped, boom. Defense coming forward. The defender is coming forward on this play. We should have had a whistle from somebody. We all make mistakes. Don't think we're not going to miss a call this year. We all going to miss a call. We all going to miss a call. Let's try to get in the proper position to see the play. Watch this man. Now, what did the defense do wrong on that play? Defense didn't do anything. Offense caused all this contact. But we bail out. We bail him out, and we have a whistle on this play. And this guy grabs his head like, oh no, what'd I do wrong? I'm moving, I'm allowed to move. The defense comes into it. They traveling. They want to focus on traveling this year. We always been taught pick up the defense. They now say you got to pick up the defense and offense. You got to find the pivot foot. Once you find the pivot foot, then you can determine whether he travel or not. And these guys are so slick now with their feet. So, in calling travel, just like they've been telling you all night, if it's a tweener and you don't know, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because we don't want you to call a travel that's not there. Okay? Here we go. Watch his feet. I hope everybody can see this. Some of us on our cell phone, you didn't see it. Look at that. All right, we stuck. All right, watch his feet. Boom! You see that? Just go back again. Watch him catch the ball. Look at his feet. Look, yeah. See how quick it happened? That's travel. That's travel. That one we should get. I mean, he was out here by himself. That one we should get. Okay? Again, I apologize for no sound. Okay, here we go. Watch this one, it's in the low post.
This looks it's stuck there.
It's stuck there? Technology is wonderful. All right, watch. See that? That's travel. You see him jump? I think he'll show it again. Catch it, boom, there you go. It's travel. Travel. Watch this one. Now, see that? He didn't travel that time. Look at his pivot foot. He's good. He was good that time. And we call travel. We call travel on that play. Now this coach right here, you see him? He following him up. He following him up. Now this was a good one. Travel. Then he changed pivot foot. Travel again. So who the best to make that call? This slot guy. Slot. He looking. I got his feet now, slot. I got his feet. The whole time. Watch it again. Feet. Yeah, look great because the lead, I have too much responsibility here. Slot, make that call. We all are a team. The three of us are a team. You work with me, I'm gonna say thank you. Appreciate it, thank you. There you go, he traveled too. Watch, change around, change pivot feet. But my lead is looking up top. He should be. He bailed out on him. He should stay right here. Where you going? The ball is in the low post. Get your angle down in here. Okay? Yeah, step down. You don't want to be this far. Trail, stay in here and referee. Stay here and referee. You don't want to be back here. We shouldn't have any of our trails out by the scores table this year. 28-foot line or lower. So we can get those travels. Okay. All right, we have a question here. Okay, question. We have a question about anything. Well, turn the light back on. I can't see who's talking.
Hey,
I don't have any plays like that with me, but we'll make sure we can get plays where they stepping back, taking a tray. We can get some of those plays. Yeah, we can get those. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody have any other questions? That's a very good question. We can stop that now. Anyone have any questions about what we want out of you this year? We want a trail to come down to the 28-foot line. We want our trail to stay lower than the 28-foot line. We want our center. If the ball comes directly at you, what we want is, if you confused about whether to go up or down, go down. Go down to get a good angle, okay? Any other questions? Well, great. Good job this year, people. All right.
All right, guys.
You can get any sound, huh?
All right, we're all done.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. No problem.
It actually kind of worked out.